Hello, I am Dave the Redneck. I'm going to tell you guys a little story I made. Now, kick back, relax, and enjoy the story. This story is called The Ghost Driver. Okay, here it goes. Back in the 80s, in a small town by Anchorage, Alaska, had a troublemaker. This troublemaker is named Derek. Now, Derek did not get in trouble at all, even though he constantly caused trouble. He was known for robbing, picking fights, and not just all that. Oh, he did a lot worse. Now, something that he did a lot is that the reason he didn't get in trouble for his actions is because his dad was the mayor. Now, this troublemaker, I'm going to give him a nickname. How about that? We're going to call him Trouble. Okay? Trouble. Now, Trouble had a girlfriend. And they would roll around town causing mischief while driving his red Dodge Charger. Now, this red Dodge Charger was fast. But one stormy night, Trouble and his girlfriend got into a fight. They argued and argued for so long that Trouble just stormed off, jumped in his car, and raced away during the thunderstorm. Now, normally people wouldn't drive during the thunderstorm because it was crazy and no one is that stupid. No one. But he drove off anyway. He sped down so many roads and drove up so many hills that I don't even know how many. He just did it very fast. While he was driving up a mountain, a tree fell. "What the heck?" said Trouble. Trouble swerved out of the way and shot off the mountain. He tumbled and tumbled so many times that it's not even funny. But when Trouble flew off that mountain, he landed in a ghost town. This ghost town was the original town of Buck Mountain, which is the name of the town he lived in. Anyway, so when he climbed out of his ruined car, he knew he had no cell service. So he started walking through the town. A fox stole his phone and ran off. When Trouble ran after his phone, the fox stared at him, and then its eyes started glowing. Then all sorts of critters ran out of the woods with their eyes glowing red, too. Now this is very dangerous, but I will say that when those critters sat there, they got struck by lightning. But then they didn't die. They turned into the lightning men. Something that I do have to tell you guys is that you're going to be hearing some driving because I am doing this audiobook on the road. Now, where was I? Yes, the ghost driver. Something weird that happened is that after those men appeared, they said that they've been watching Trouble. Trouble was like, "What do you mean?" The lightning men told him, "We've seen how you've been treating all those people. That is not okay. We watch everyone. They just don't know it. Now you will pay for your actions." And then all of a sudden, Trouble got struck by lightning. Back in Buck Mountain, one of the people that Trouble bullied a lot
was getting picked on a new bully. Now, this kid was in high school, and he often tried to avoid trouble. But these bullies just weren't like trouble. They were meaner. During that happened, he probably broke so many bones that it was not fun for him. Right as they were probably about to break another bone, they heard a screech across the sky. They looked up and they saw tire tracks? What is that? One of the friends said. And then a thunderstorm started brewing. But instead of the lightning men popping up, something else shot out of the sky. A black Dodge Charger. They did not know what was going on until that Charger landed in the parking lot of their school. What stepped out was no just any creature. It was a skeleton. A redneck skeleton. But this skeleton said, "You should put him down, or else I'll make you." The bully said, "Oh yeah? I'd like to see you try." Let's just say that bully got something way worse than a punch. He pretty much went to the hospital and lived there for the rest of his life. After the mayor of the town found out this happened, he realized that he did not see his son. So he tried all he could to find his son until he realized that his son barreled off a hill. The mayor hosted a funeral for his son. No one showed up. No one wanted to show up to an awful person. The father was obviously devastated. So the father went up to the hill where his son died, and that same black Charger started rolling down the hill. The road hill. And then he looked directly into the skeleton and realized it looked identical to his son. The kid that was getting bullied decided to try to figure out and get to the bottom of this with his friends. Now, this ain't no Scooby-Dooby-Doo, but it is crazy. But something even crazier happened is that when they went to go discover the ghost town of the original Buck Mountain, they saw that black Charger shoot out from the sky again and land in the old road of the Dodge Charger's spot where the teenager had crashed. And it's almost like the Charger looked identical to the kids, like the bullies. But what happened then is that the skeleton stepped out from the car and walked out into one of the stores. It was a bank for some weird reason. But the teenagers followed the skeleton in there. And what happened was crazy. What happened is that the skeleton disappeared. One of the kids said, "That's not creepy at all." Right? And then, while they were sitting there investigating, one of the lightning men show up. And those kids don't know what happened next. They got knocked out. And then the lightning man told him the story. The lightning man turned the teenager who crashed at the bottom of the hill into a skeleton. And they made him to where he had to fulfill the things that he's done to every person that he wronged. And everyone was like, "What's going on?" And then many other bullies disappeared that night. They say maybe he ran out of town. Some others say it was a soul that took them. But what the teenagers really knew, it was the skeleton. That skeleton shot out from the sky once again and landed in the town. Everyone wondered, what was he doing? He stood on his legs, like standing up on a stool with his legs. But when he standing there, he said, "You may see me as an evil person. You may see me as a soul that should be stopped. But I am really just a person. And I want you all to forever call me the Ghost Driver." Ghost Driver ran off as the cops chased after him. When he shot into the sky once again, the teenagers went back to the ghost town. The lightning men were standing there waiting for the skeleton guy to show up. He standed there in front of the lightning men. The lightning man said, "You have fulfilled your duty, and you have always became a new person. You just needed a little nudging to pull it out. Now you shall return back to your original self to go fulfill a full life." The ghost driver said, "Thanks, but I don't want to go back." He said that he's going to go become a leader, to become a protector of Buck Mountain. The ghost driver swore that he will always protect everyone. The lightning men smiled. They said, "As you wish." Now, whenever you're near Dutch Harbor or Anchorage, Alaska, just know, during a thunderstorm, always look in the sky for some tire tracks. Hope you guys enjoyed this audiobook I made. I hope you guys will be able to enjoy listening to this, maybe in the car or something. And sorry for any mishaps I may have said, like mismatched words. My throat kind of hurts today, so yeah. Have a fantastic day, and remember to keep an eye out for the ghost driver.